touch the sidelines and feel.
You can't reach. So here we are. Just a side note guys, this is part 2 of the Ping factory tour. If you've not seen part 1, make sure you head over there. I'll put a link in the top corner now and in the description below. Now for some of you watching, this is going to be heaven for you, isn't it? Can you imagine some of the Ping fans watching this thinking, if you order a driver or a hybrid or a new set of irons, it could be being made here right now.
That's true. That is true. We find a lot of people, it's like a kid in a sweet shop. They come in here, they don't know where to look. There's so much activity going on. Because here we build equipment for the whole of Europe, the UAE, South Africa, and even Iceland falls into our remit. So with 150 staff in the factory building, assembling, looking after equipment, there's always a hype of activity going on, always lots of strong activity. We split the factory into different sections. So everything along this left-hand side is iron production. So we have 3 cells that are identical, but each of them builds iron. And it works a bit like a conveyor belt in the fact that production starts on the left-hand side, it gets passed along one station at a time all the way around in the shape of a U to the far right-hand side where goods are completed. We're very keen on training, so we cross-train them in all the different elements it is in club building, so that 4 times a day they swap positions to keep them active and to give them a little change in their daily routine.
Yeah.
The guys work Monday to Friday.
Weekends off.
Weekends
off in the golf trade.
And evenings.
Wow.
Unless there's a big build.
Yeah.
If there's something out that's particularly hot or building.
Overtime, lads.
Overtime.
Yeah.
There's the opportunity there for it. So yeah, the guys Monday to Thursday, 8 AM till 5 o'clock. On a Friday, 8 AM till 12:30. So a little less lunch breaks at the start of the week when we get on most of our business coming through and most of our orders. But it allows the guys to have the Friday afternoon off as well, which I'm very jealous of because I don't get it.
Imagine that, building golf clubs all day and then getting not only the weekend off, but Friday afternoon off to go and play golf. Mike, would these guys play at the golf course over the road, some of them? Or?
Yeah, so we own Gainsborough Golf Club. We've owned Gainsborough Golf Club now since the 1980s, and as one of our staff perks is we get heavily discounted membership at the golf club. Yeah, so quite a lot of the guys after work, particularly on a Friday afternoon, go out and play golf.
Excellent.
Shipping and its quality control as well to make sure everything that leaves the building is exactly as we want it to be.
Yeah.
Ping is all about quality rather than quantity, and we spend an awful lot of time making sure that what leaves the factory is exactly what we want it to be, and exactly what your guys who are watching this now, when they pull it out of the box, it's built to the exact specifications that they've hopefully been custom fit for as well.
Absolutely. Now I must admit, obviously being a golf professional, we deal with loads of different brands, and Ping is one of the ones where you know what you're getting. You know you're not going to have to send a lot of them back. One of the small things we used to have was problems with the weights. I'm sure you get loads of clubs coming back for re-weighting.
Yep.
But apart from that, I don't recall sending a lot of Ping golf clubs back for repair. I'll not name other brands, but some brands are quite poor for it.
One thing that always amazes people, I think, when they come into the factory is that the factory isn't full of pre-built golf clubs.
Yeah.
Everything is in component form.
Yeah.
So even if you order a set of irons at standard length with a black colour code, with a standard size grip, standard lofts, it's not pre-built.
Yeah.
Everything is built to order.
Yeah.
So if you order something at 9 o'clock on a Monday that's everything is regular, then we would build that accordingly. Okay.
Yeah.
So that to me is really important. Everything is built to order. We don't have a factory full of equipment that we just put in boxes and ship out. Everything is built to order. Down here you'll see anything from that back wall to the back wall behind you here is golf clubs that have been built realistically this week. So what you have when you get a new order is the product arrives in the form of a birth certificate. So when the orders get put on, this is one from Ping France. So this is the new junior range, the Prodigy. This is a driver that needs to be built in a stiff junior shaft. It needs to be 39.5 inches long. It needs the junior grip on it. So that birth certificate gives us all the information we need to know in order to build the product to the right specification. Yeah. It then goes through various different lines till the club is built. Once it is built, it then gets assigned to a barrow. So in this case, barrow number 28, and it gets assigned to a shelf number. That then prints the shipping document to the team you see behind you here, which is our shipping department, who will then come along, pull the product out the shelves, pop it in boxes, and get it sent out through the back doors that you can see at the end here, where we have multiple UPS, FedEx, DPD lorries coming every day.
So it is basically a massive production run, isn't it? Yeah. Basically a run through. It starts way back there, way back. And then eventually it goes to the DPD van who brings it to you guys at home. Now, before I worked in the golf trade, I worked in a factory, and we know there's targets and all the rest. Mike, does everything get built perfectly first time, or is there the odd error? What happens with them?
There is the odd area. If we head down into this area here, this is what we call our NQP, our not quite perfect area. So you think of the amount of quantity of product we make on a daily basis, there's always going to be the odd mistake, the odd drop club, the odd scratch and everything here. So anything that isn't 100% perfect, we will never ship out to our customers, because it's important, if they're investing in the brand and the quality of the brand, that we provide the equipment to match that. So here's a great example of what we call our NQP
at all these
area.
clubs. Wow.
So a great example is, if we just pull one randomly, if we take this, so a Volt 2.0 putter, and sometimes it takes a bit of time to work out what the issue is.
Right there.
Yeah. So you can see that it wouldn't affect performance in any way because it's well away from the face. But if someone's invested in a Ping product and they're spending good money on the latest technology, they want to make sure that the product that gets sent out to them is as they'd expect.
Absolutely.
So that, unfortunately, is on the NQP barrow.
And what happens to these? Do they...
It can vary. We can use them for things like demo programs. So our demo vans across Europe, some of our top fitting accounts we might support with extra product. Or unfortunately some of the stuff gets scrapped. Scrapped. Oh. Yeah, so it's sad. It's sad times.
Now my car boot is empty. Just putting that one out there.
Watch you walking out with a straight leg.
The seats go down as well, Mike.
That's good. So yeah, but there is always errors, but luckily the guys on the line are all fully trained and experienced builders, and the quantity isn't that great. So
no, I can. So in fairness as well, it's taken us a good 5 minutes to walk from one side of the factory to the other, and if these are the only clubs here which aren't quite perfect, then the guys are doing a pretty stellar job. Let's carry on. So Mike's just going to talk us through the kitting area. This is where the iron orders are printed out and pretty much made, am I right?
Correct, yeah. So to start the process, we start here in the kitting area. Whenever an order's put through our customer service department, they get printed out on this black computer screen you see here. Like you see there, like a birth certificate.
Yeah.
So this is for a Swiss account called Golf Centre. It tells us the model that we need building. In this case, we just need a 7 iron and a sand wedge, so just 2 clubs. A ULT 230 ultralight iron, standard length. navy aqua size grip, black colour code.
Yeah.
If they wanted the clubs being slightly stronger or slightly weaker in loss, that would be detailed. If they wanted to hit a specific swing weight, that would be put on there as well.
Yeah.
And if you had anyone who had a setup of grips, like Bubba Watson for instance, who has 13 extra layers of tape under his top hand,
Yeah.
and 15 extra layers of tape under his bottom hand, and they wanted that, then that would be detailed on there as well.
Right.
So the first thing for the guys to do is we've got all the different inventory of head, shaft in the kitting area. One of the first jobs for the guys is to pull the heads and put them onto these big quality mats that you see on the side. You'll notice everything's split by model, so you've got the Glide 2.0s across the middle, the I500s are lost here, you've got some of the left-handed Stells, G400s, G700s, I210s here. There's product everywhere. Left hand, right hand, it's all there to see. Now, when we cast our golf clubs, we cast them to pretty much a blue lie angle, which, if you're familiar with our colour code chart, is basically 1 degree upright from our standard starting point of black. The reason we cast everything to blue is that we've found that that's our most commonly fitted iron. So people are getting a little bit taller, getting a little bit more upright.
Wish I was.
Probably you'd be gold or something a little bit. But the majority of people are a little bit more upright.
Yeah.
So we cast these golf clubs to a blue, but every head can be adjusted across the 10 different colour codes. So 5 degrees upright, all the way down to 4 degrees flat, and including standard black in the middle there. We're the only manufacturer, once we cast our clubs, we heat treat them. So by heat treating them, it kind of works as a double bonus. One, it makes the metal a little bit softer. So if you were to look at it on a scale, it softens the metal, which allows us more opportunities to manoeuvre the product accordingly. And it also improves the molecular structure. So it makes the product a little bit more durable and a little bit more consistent across the face. Now, we talked about before, we produce equipment for the whole of Europe, the UAE, South Africa, Iceland, and we identify each set by colour coding the hosel. Black represents standard, blue represents 1 degree upright. So every Ping player can be familiar with what their lie angle is. Now you'd think in this day and age we'd have this really high-tech, innovative way of painting the hosel. And we paint them at this stage the colour according to the birth certificate. So we don't set the loft and lie of the golf club until the club's built down on the factory line. Let me just make sure I put this back in the right one. So down here on the right is our painting department. So on the right you'll see all the air-fixed pots and all the different colours, and it is a case of going through one at a time by the team here of painting the hosel. The colour that the club's going to be set to at a later stage.
Wow.
Once it's painted, we then leave the clubs to dry. It sort of takes 10 to 15 minutes for the paint to settle, and then we assign them to the barrows that you see here. So again, every barrow has a shelf number. So in this case, this is shelf number 1. We then pull the relevant shafts from the list behind you here by scanning each of the heads, by scanning each of the tickets, and then the shafts that are going to be built into these heads get put into the cylinder. So the shafts for shelf 1, the shafts will go into here. So when this is full, it gets wheeled down to the factory line. The guys pull the heads, they pull the shafts, and they start the building process.
Very good. So it's a massive team effort.
Massive team effort. The kitting area always has to be ahead of the factory floor. They're the providers of the food, if you like, the building going ahead. One thing we also do here is we put our ferrules on at this stage. Again, it's a time-consuming job. So we put the ferrule on about 75% of the way here. The last 25% is done at the knocking in station once we get the product down onto the factory line. So we'll get a demonstration, if we can, of someone putting a ferrule on.
Very good.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay. We'll jump down iron cell 2.
Yep.
It's kind of a slightly wider of the 3 cells, so it gives a bit more breathing space.
Yeah. It's been a long summer.
It's been a tough summer. One of the first stages is what we call the knocking in station. So we use a 2-part acrylic glue that we mix. We put some around the tip of the shaft, some around the hosel, and then if it's a steel shaft, we use this air hammer at the back here. Vibrate the shaft and head into position. If it's graphite, we'd use the knocking in plate and use the laser beam to align the golf club correctly. We use tapered shafts going into a slightly tapered hosel. Carsten Stein was always a big believer in a mechanical fit, so he wants to make sure that if the glue fails, it will still be fitting in the golf club head nice and correctly. The carousel moves in a clockwise rotation. You can see all the heaters around here. And when that product comes out at the back end, what you could do is you could go and play golf. You could go and play golf straight away. It's completely set.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah. So it's almost like a big dryer.
It is a big
dryer, yeah.
Relatively new on the grand scheme of things. It's 10 or 12 years old. Before we had this heat carousel, we used to have racking all along the back wall. We used to dry them 24 hours to dry.
Yeah.
So that would have a big impact on the efficiency of the business. Whereas now within 15 minutes, you're plugged through and it can carry on the process.
It's almost like the London Eye, isn't it? I bet it never stops.
It never stops. They say you don't get scared of heights on this. It's all right.
That is the end of part 2 of the Ping factory tour. Make sure you stay tuned for the 3rd and final part. See you soon.
Yeah. So he got a solid gold putter. Westy, he got a number of gold putters. He's got more gold putters than anybody else in the vault.
Yeah.
58 gold putters. This cell here is our works department or our tour department. So this is a cell slightly separate to the rest of the factory, and these guys are responsible for building all our European tour player equipment.